Today on Filthy Built, we revive my turbo stick shift Fox body. No, it was not easy. Car kept giving us problems, and more problems, and even more problems.
Whoa. No, there's something missing in that hand.
It was like it didn't want to run. Well, let's just say on today's video, it's kind of a destroy, build, destroy video. It got a little bit milky. So it escalated kind of quickly. There's a lot of weird things that we were looking at, and felt like we should pull the heads off and look. Of course, it had moisture in here. This one has a little bit of rock. It's probably normal. But on this side, we put the bore scope down in it. There was plastic down in this cylinder wall that was from the valve cover. To me, it looked like a valve. He didn't think it looked like a valve, but we just pulled everything off to check because I went to do the guides and all that stuff because I have 03, 04, or 01, 02 Cobra guides. They're the aluminum ones. So I done all that. Then the timing got out of whack. And I was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and pull the heads off because these guides were about gone. They were gone. That's no bueno, amigo. Yeah, so that's made me go ahead and just tear the heads off and just check them. They look fine. They didn't look like a valve ever hit anything, so that's good. So the reason why I'm putting this one on is this is the one that came off my car. I was smart enough to keep it, and it has my low dollar oil pressure sensor, adapter, and my oil feed right here. So I'm waiting on timing components, and then I'll be able to put the whole car together. And this one tech tip: when you're putting spark plugs in these motors, or any motor in general, always put anti-seize on it. Make sure you get the right anti-seize. Make sure the anti-seize is 1600 degrees Fahrenheit, high performance, resistant of temperature, 870 Celsius. And on these 2-valve motors, still, any motor, it sounds really weird, but especially on these 2-valve motors, y'all know they like to blow spark plugs out. Torque them to spec. I've never done this. I haven't had a problem, cross fingers, and I've never torqued these. But while I'm doing this motor, I'm like, well, I'm already here. You know, I'm taking my time, doing everything right, making sure everything's torqued the way it needs to be. I'm going to torque these. So with these, the reason why they blow spark plugs out is, one, they suck, and two, it's really easy to crank these things. So 20 to 22 foot-pounds. That's all you need. There you go. Just like that. Nice even coat of anti-seize. Pop that joker in there. Snug it with your finger. Go through the torque wrench and click, 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 click. You know the drill. You've used a torque wrench. am so glad I did that. Oh my God. Once again, I forgot the pilot bearing. We're Gucci now. And you're probably sitting here asking yourself, or telling yourself, well, this guy's an idiot. He's not torquing it. Blah, 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 blah. Wah, wah. I've never torqued a clutch, flywheel, or anything. Mainly because my stuff's either A, not made enough power, or B, lasts that long to actually destroy anything or fall out. But I have an ugga-dugga sequence. Boop. 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 See, there was no pattern. Now I just go through and you start off snugga-dugga, then you go to ugga-dugga, ugga-dugga. Then you'll start to hear it not move, and I have grade 8 bolts. So they ain't gonna break. It's gonna pull the threads out before they break. So, yeah, no washers, no lock washers, no Loctite, no nothing. We're good now. Until it's not. Tech tip. As you can tell, the motor is back out. I'm pretty sure I already said it, but I accidentally plugged in one of the Holley coil drivers into the input and output. Caused no fuel, or actually it caused a lot of fuel. It caused no spark on the passenger side, which when it wasn't sparking, it was like, oh, driver's side gets more fuel. So now we're here. I'm gonna go ahead and replace all the main caps, the main bearings, and the rod bearings. Flip it back over, put fresh heads on it. As you can tell, these are basically brand new, fresh from the machine shop. These are the old heads. Everything you can do to them is done. As you can tell, just finished the main bearings. They actually look really good. Kind of hard to tell. They look pretty good. There is like small pitting. I don't know what's going on with that. They look good, but who's to tell? I could have cranked the motor up, could have spun a bearing. Probably still going to crank the motor up and spin a bearing. So tomorrow I should have it back in the car and plugging everything up. And if I bust a lot of tail, today's Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday. Clyde's going to try and tune it Friday. If I hold my end of the deal up and actually get this done, I can do it. Just got to make sure I plug in the coils right. But I solved the problem. So don't mind all the dirtiness, but the evaporator core was right there and it had all this wiring bunched up, and I was kind of plugging everything in blindly. Could I have pulled it up and probably looked? Yeah, but I also didn't think that Holly would have used the coil drivers and the input and output plug to be the exact same. Well, it was. But if I could have just tilted my head down there a little bit more, I would have noticed that it says input and output on the harness. So I'm definitely not proud of it. Y'all can call me an idiot, call me whatever you want. That plug costed me $640 worth on the brand new heads. They said the valves weren't bent, but it was definitely probably eventually going to smoke. The valve seals, valve seats, you know, anybody that knows these motors know these two valves are bad about that. So that's fresh. But figured that oil was straight up gas by the end of this. Just gonna go ahead and replace the bearings, call it good, slap it back together. We live and we learn. What can we do? I mean, I'm dumb. I'm very dumb. Also, sneaky peek. You wanna know what size this is? 225/60. You see the stretch? See a little stretch? Do the math. That's basically a 26 by 8.5. Technically a 8.5 or 8.9. Just take a peek of that stretch. Ooh. Yep, y'all gonna have to wait. That's gonna be on another episode / video, whatever the heck y'all want to call it. All right, rod bearings and crank bearings are tight, torqued. Ooh. And I'm not gonna say the motor turns tight. I'm gonna say it turns firm. I can tell those other bearings were wearing normal, but this thing turns pretty good. If the motor blows up, spins a bearing, y'all will know why. But that's going to conclude tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to pick up head bolts and finish up the motor, and should have it in the car, and all I got to do is sit there and start plugging stuff in after that. I did spray some copper coating. Nice fresh set of heads on a junky motor that is going to scatter. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's going to scatter. If y'all want to know why I hate head bolts, here's why. First go around, 30 foot-pounds. Of course, you know you got to go every which way it tells you. Then, rotate all bolts in a 90 degree. Third go around, 90 degrees once again. 30 foot-pounds may not sound like much until you start cranking them 90 degrees. So that's fun. Get some oil. I prefer to use fresh oil. You can do as you please. Just dip the head bolt in there and stick it in the hole. Now you just go through and do this sequence. 30 degrees or 30 foot-pounds, 90 degrees, and then 90 degrees. I don't make the rules. Sorry.
there's something missing in that hand. Okay.
Remember how I said something's going to happen? It did. Old tensioners are out. New tensioners are in. Those are new. The passenger side failed, so we're thinking when the oil mixed to gas, it. So, $110 later at the old O'Reilly's, we got brand new ones. Got to stick everything back together. Just so you know, I'd love to film all this, but I don't want the whole video to be just repeating the same thing over and over. Got that back on. Time to slap everything together. It's going to leak like crazy. I don't really care. I just want to drive it. Also, that oil that was leaking on the floor, we're all human. I'm not dogging on anybody. But when I took these heads to get redone, they forgot a bung in the back of the head, which was actually for an old passageway. Luckily, we were able to drop the transmission cross member and actually tilt the trans down. And I was able to get my little fingers in there and put one in off of a 4-valve head that I have. Don't ask why I have that. That's none of y'all's business yet. But hopefully this is sorted out. If it's not sorted out, I'm parting the car out and burning it. Hopefully, crossing fingers, Clyde has time tomorrow because it is Friday. And I told him, like, just wait. I'm going to try to make it to where it doesn't blow up when you come to tune it. So hopefully Saturday, tomorrow, we can get it done. Guess what? So as you can tell, we made it to the gas station. This might be as far as we'll make it. I don't know yet. I'm oily, I'm greasy. The power steering pump's not wanting to cooperate. So with it being hydro boost, kind of have manual brakes and manual steering, which is fine. It's just kind of scary because I'm not used to it in this car yet. But other than that, we're going good. And there we go. Blew the head gaskets. I don't think it's a boost related problem. I ran about 10 pounds. I had a 10-pound wastegate spring in it. So y'all will be seeing the Mustang in a future video, not the next video. There's a bunch of other stuff going on with Haley's Integra and the green C10 here and the tan C10 and a bunch of other stuff and more stuff that I don't even know about yet. But y'all will be seeing it in a upcoming video of me actually tearing into it and seeing if it's salvageable. If it's not salvageable, then we're just going to tear that drivetrain out and we're going to start from scratch. The car will probably get painted, new wheel and tire combo, new drivetrain combo, whole ordeal. It'll be more of a extensive video, and I feel like it'll be really fun to do a more in-depth video with y'all and show y'all the loops of what it takes to build something like that. But I'm just rambling on about what might not ever happen, but crossing fingers that the motor is salvageable. All right, this includes this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, do what you got to do. I'm bald, as you can tell. I appreciate you sticking around and watching, and stay tuned for more videos.